Hey everybody, it is Thursday, March 3rd, 2016. Thanks for stopping by. You know, the Democratic primary has really been illuminating to me, and not in a good way, but it's been very surprising to me to see how everything has shaken out so far. It was surprising to me that Bernie Sanders has been doing so good. It's also surprising to me that Hillary Clinton has been doing so good. Hillary Clinton, we all know, is rigging the primary. She is colluding with Debbie Wasserman Schultz to limit the number of debates, to make sure that nobody sees the debates. And that gives her an advantage because people know who she is and they know basically what she's about, but they don't know her opponents. So when Martin O'Malley and Bernie Sanders decided to run on the Democratic side, they were allowed to run, unlike some other people, basically because they were unknowns. Nobody knew who they were. And Clinton and Schultz worked together to make sure nobody found out who they were. So the only real choice was Hillary Clinton. And everybody constantly said that. They constantly said the only real choice is Hillary Clinton. She's already going to win. Everybody else might as well not run. And they hammered that into people's heads constantly. And to me, that's just a fundamental subversion of democracy. That's something that Democratic voters, the base of the Democratic Party, should never tolerate. We should be revolting right now. We should be causing a riot in the Democratic Party and making it clear that we're not going along with this nonsense. I don't think Republicans would go along with the party if the party did this. In fact, the Republicans aren't going along with the party. The Republican Party hasn't done nearly this level of democratic subversion with their own voters. They try to, deny people the vote all the time, but they're not subverting their own voters to this level. And still, the Republican base has revolted, and they're heading for Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump has his own problems, but be that as it may, they're not putting up with the Republican establishment. And it's really disappointing to me to watch Democrats put up with this, which is even worse than what the Republican Party has done. And Democrats not only still support the party, they don't only still support the establishment, even though the establishment is totally corrupt and openly subverting democracy, but they even go a step further than that. They go further and say, if you don't vote for Hillary Clinton, you're the bad guy. And if anything bad happens, if our party loses, it's your fault. And you're to blame. And that's just really taking reality and putting it on its head. And it may be true that if people don't vote for the Democratic Party, that Trump or somebody else will win. That's true. But is that the fault of me because I don't support Hillary Clinton? To me, first of all, it's just unacceptable for somebody to be behaving in this way and subverting democracy. And not only Hillary Clinton, but the entire party. We didn't get to decide who our candidate is, ever. It was already chosen for us by the DNC and the media. We never got a say in it. And the person who was chosen for us had the power to put her fingers on the scales and, influence the outcome. Now, I'm not blaming Hillary Clinton for the outcome if she wins. I'm saying that she put her fingers on the scale and she influenced the outcome. But I don't think it's her fault if Democratic voters choose her. I think it's the fault of the party and the base, because a lot of people in the base really are voting for Hillary Clinton. I mean, that's not some kind of hologram or projection or, conspiracy theory. That's just the fact. People in the Democratic Party are voting for Hillary Clinton. And so if she wins, that's on them. That's not on Hillary Clinton. But still, what I'm saying is, to me, it's just unacceptable when somebody behaves that way. If Bernie Sanders was attempting to influence the outcome of the primary using his political power, I would never vote for him in a million years for dog catcher, because I just couldn't trust somebody like that. That would be unacceptable to me. And I don't get why that's acceptable to people. And I don't get why people are totally unconcerned about Hillary Clinton's policies, her record as a legislator and a civil servant, if you could call it that. I don't get why people are totally unconcerned about her history and her platform, which is basically non-existent. I don't get why people are willing to vote for somebody who has destroyed two countries, who helped ISIS to get started, Hillary Clinton, okay, if you wanted to talk about Hillary Clinton's record that disqualifies her for public office, you could go on all day long. I mean, Hillary Clinton made sure that they couldn't institute a 61 cent an hour minimum wage in Haiti. Now think about that. Haiti has been totally wrecked. And the people in Haiti are eating mud. They're eating mud because they would rather have a little dirt in their bellies while they die. They're starving to death, and Hillary Clinton prevented them from instituting a 61 cent minimum wage. I mean, she's crushing those people. Crushing them. And Hillary Clinton, if you want to talk about Hillary Clinton's rapport with the black community, for instance, Hillary Clinton was supporting a politician who was a segregationist, while Bernie Sanders was chaining himself to black people and being arrested. Okay, that's the difference there. And Hillary Clinton, when there's a black person in the room, she looks like she's scared to death. Okay. That is something that people have told me, and I agree with. I think when people of color are around, she looks totally like a fish out of water. She can't stand it. But she knows how to play act and hug them for the cameras. And, to me it just seems like, well, these people, they've probably never seen a white person who wasn't scared to death of them anyway, so they don't really think anything of it. But she looks like she's scared to death. And because, look, she wasn't in the civil rights movement, no matter what John Lewis says. She was working for a segregationist during the civil rights movement, and that's a fact you can look up. Okay, and that's just one of the many facts about Hillary Clinton that disqualify her for the Democratic Party, And the Democratic Party, it's not beholden to us at all anymore. We're beholden to it. So it doesn't matter what Hillary Clinton says. It doesn't matter what Hillary Clinton does. It doesn't matter how many trade deals she's going to sign that will destroy this planet and destroy our working class and put us in direct competition with slave labor that her trade deals will legalize. Slave labor. Okay, this is not speculation. This is stuff that's coming, that she's about to sign if we elect her. Slave labor, us being in direct competition with slave labor, and total destruction of the biosphere from runaway global warming. That's what she's promising. And oh, of course, remember, we can't do anything. No health care for you. No college for you. No, you get nothing. Sorry, we just can't do anything. And by the way, when the Republicans come after abortion, we'll try to compromise. Isn't that nice? Compromising on health care for women. And it makes sense. I mean, after all, Hillary Clinton sat on the board of Walmart for years while they crushed working women and systematically discriminated against them. And she made sure they couldn't start a union. I mean, that was very nice. That's what kind of person she is. That's what she's going to do. And so if I don't vote for that, that makes me the bad guy. It doesn't matter what she does. She has no responsibility to us at all as far as the Democratic base is concerned. They tell me, if it's blue, I vote for you, right? Whatever they give us, we will vote for. And that's beyond a loser mentality. That's so counterproductive, because that means, okay, as soon as somebody gets the Democratic nomination, guess what? They're never going to speak to your ass again. They're done with you, kid. They're done with you. Okay, that's what that attitude gives you. And it's very clear that the Democratic Party, they know that they've got these people totally bamboozled. All they got to do is show them a picture of a Republican. That's their party platform. Don't forget, this is your fault if you don't vote for me. This Republican, your fault. Vote for me. And by the way, fuck you. That's their party platform. I mean, seriously, that is their party platform. They got no ideas, no policy proposals, no vision, nothing. Just, you better vote for me, because otherwise, it's your fault, what they do. And it doesn't matter that they're going to do the same things. It doesn't matter that you can find pictures of W.H.W., Trump, Hillary, and Clinton all snickering together at the country club. That doesn't matter. They're all the same people, folks. They're working for the same people. They are the same people. They know all the same people. They listen to all the same people. And they're worried about all the same people, namely themselves. And if you think that, somehow it's going to be okay voting for Hillary Clinton, you're wrong. It's not going to help you that she's better than Trump. I mean, maybe she is better than Trump, but it isn't going to help. Because when she gets done with you, you might be looking at Trump as a dictator instead of as a president. After she gets done with this country, it may be time for a right-wing revolt that will bring Trump a lot more power than he could ever have right now. I mean, we just don't have time for any more of this corporate domination of our society. It's wrecking everything. And it's going to get a whole lot worse. But I mean, unfortunately, it looks like that's the way it's going because the Democrats just aren't picking up on the message of Bernie Sanders to the extent that is necessary to avert disaster. You know, and that's too bad. I mean, but I'm not so worried about that. Whatever the Democrats choose, that's what they'll get. And that's probably what they deserve. But, you know, it is sort of sad to me to see that. I would rather have them choose Bernie Sanders and choose, you know, sane, rational policy over corruption and cronyism and neoliberalism and corporatism, which really is very related to fascism, folks. I mean, it really is. Fascism is the merger of business and the state. And that is the corporation in a nutshell, you know. And that's who Hillary serves, is just the corporations. But, you know, I would rather see them choose the legacy of FDR, but I just don't think that Democrats are up for that anymore. And it's really too bad. But what bothers me is that they're willing to vote for somebody who's openly subverting democracy. And they're willing to go around and try and browbeat everybody who isn't, you know, willing to put up with that and support it. And that's another thing, like, you know, whoever Democrats vote for, that's who they vote for. Okay, I'm not here to say you have to vote for this or you have to vote for that. And where did this bullshit get started? Like, suddenly it's my business to tell you you've got to vote for this and you've got to vote for that. Otherwise, you've ruined the country, you know. I vote for who I want to vote for. I don't vote for Republicans, okay? Even when they're calling themselves Democrats. I just don't vote for that. And you vote for what you want to vote for. But don't tell me I have to vote for your pet Republicans because of the other Republicans. That's just bullshit. I don't have to do that. It's not my responsibility to vote for whatever politician. It's their responsibility to give me a platform I can vote for and to be the kind of person I should vote for. That's their responsibility. It's not my responsibility to do whatever they want and serve them as a serf. So stop telling me that, all of you Democrats. If you nominate the one person who can't win this election, it's not my fault. No, that's on you guys for nominating that person. And that's fine. That's your right. You vote for whoever you want. But don't blame me. Just because I'm not on for the, you know, warmongering, corporate, neoliberal, corrupt, bribe-taking politician that you prefer. Thanks for watching.